Style is your personal calling card. It's the visual representation of your character. It's birthed out of all the elements of your life. I'm so excited to sit and chat with my guest today. Let's get into it. I'm Woo, and this is Style and Tea. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Style and Tea. I'm here with another special guest on this evening, and I normally tell like a story about my guests. So I didn't do this with my previous guest, but I will say little small thing about this guest today. I met her in the hair salon, which is probably the best place to meet anybody. That's probably when you're most vulnerable. Your hair's messed up and you don't care. But she was so sweet. And so I knew right away, like I had to get to know her. We didn't get a chance to really talk until our hairstylist's birthday party. And the first thing I think I did when I saw her was like, because her outfit was so cute. I just want to welcome Chef Jamie to the show. Hey.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Okay, so I love this outfit.
Thank you.
The little French situation.
Hey.
It's boomerang. The Boomy worthy. I just feel like you should just do this everywhere you go. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'm here for a boomerang.
Yes.
Like, don't get me started.
That's my favorite thing to do. Like, I'll be like, we not taking pictures? Oh.
Oh. I take my pictures like
Yes.
this.
Yes, because somebody got to catch you in motion.
Hey.
Yes.
Hey. Great.
Chef Jamie and I recently found out that we were related, and I'm probably related to 2/3 of the city anyway, so hey.
Hey.
But where are you from?
So, I'm originally from D.C. I did go to school in Bowie.
Okay.
I was born at Columbia's Women's Hospital, which is no longer here. Yes.
So
my grandmother lived right here on Trinidad.
yes.
My uncle lives right across the street right now.
Yes.
And I live, as you well know, on Isherwood
yes.
and Maryland Avenue.
So like you're a runaway shorty.
Oh, yeah.
I know these honey.
Hey, that is what it is.
Because I too am from Northeast.
Hey.
Who was your style influences growing up?
So, my mother, oh my God, she is just
How
the
fly
baddest bee. Like,
Really?
even to this day, she's like, did you get my picture? Like, when we're out, I'm like, girl, could you get yourself together? But she's always been super fancy. So,
Okay.
like I said, I watched Dynasty the first time.
Yes.
Because I was sitting there with my mother and she was collecting these outfits and these things. And she had a designer who would put these pieces together that she saw.
Yes.
My mother was the woman who wore high heel slippers around the house. And
Yes.
a long to the floor robe.
Okay, so your mom was a little bit Miss Roper.
She was giving it. Yes,
Hey,
she
Miss
was
Roper.
She was giving that for sure. She was definitely giving all of that.
Yes.
As at a very young. I actually have a dress from her right now.
Yes. Okay. A lot of times, I notice that because I don't have children, so I'm not the spokesperson for parents. But I noticed that parents and moms and daughters are opposite. So
Correct.
were you more of a tomboy
Oh,
growing up?
absolutely. So she would be so frustrated that I wouldn't want to put on all of this stuff.
Yes.
All of this hair, all of this, all of these jewels, no. I was like, hey, I'm giving my own thing. Whatever I feel like, that's what I'm giving you. And these people are going to deal.
I wish my mother would have let me, because I was dressed like a mini her. I'm in the 6th grade with finger waves.
Well, I'm a bull. I'm a Taurus. I've
Okay.
been a bull my whole life. So we were going to stay in that house, so I was going to have to put on these sneakers. It was what it was.
It was either going to be
She
that
was
or
like, I don't have time to do this today. Put them sneakers on
I
and
should
let's
have put
go.
on something else. 'Cause I look crazy. Like, all right, fine. Can we just go outside? That would be me. I'll put on the flowers. I hate them.
No.
That was my thing. Okay, so your mom was your major influence. What about any characters from TV shows?
So, I mean, not really.
Okay.
I I can't think of any character that I loved so much that I admire. I love Diana Ross, which was, I mean, she was on TV, but not really. Diane Cara. I was so heavy into Sparkle, and you remember everything they were doing. I mean, there were people I like. Most of them were in music. Okay. Not really in shows, but.
So who in music influenced you?
I mean, I think I definitely I like everybody that's eclectic. Okay. If you're giving me like Janet, I feel like I'm always doing some kind of t-shirt and a jean and a boot, a combat boot or something like that. So, of course, I love whatever she was giving.
I feel like Janet is so underrated. I mean, we, regard her heavily as a sex symbol. Yeah. But, like, we don't really get into her fashion. And I think Janet gave us, like, black girls are sexy.
I think she gave us, like, a little chocolate Madonna sometimes.
She did. And she also was, like, Aaliyah before Aaliyah got there, because she gave us some like really lower pants.
They were hanging,
and they were
just
a little
so
baggy, but not too much that you couldn't see her figure. Yeah, Janet, we love you.
Yes, we do.
We love you. So, okay, we know you did like a little tomboy because you had to rebel against your mom. So
I was still giving hang pants and tank top. Yeah, I wore bustiers all the time.
Did you?
So I would wear bustier with jeans, and so I was still giving you, hey, what's up, boo? Hey, boo. Okay, big head.
Does that mean that your
I was still giving
Does that mean that your style kind of stayed the same? Because I still kind of get this funky feel from you. Good.
Definitely.
That's cool. A lot of us don't. We go through.
I mean, I guess I went through some movements, but I always felt like, I remember when I got to college, I was having a conversation with one of my girlfriends, and she was like, ooh, like we had this whole conversation because it was like one of my very best friends is from Newark, New Jersey. Then we had a friend that was from Philly. Then we had one friend that was from Texas. And we were all having this conversation because we were all picking out our outfits, and we were like, oh, I like that. I like that. Oh, I'm surprised because you from DC or you from Philly or you from this, and y'all gonna wear some Bama stuff, whatever. But I used to always say, people who can dress look good wherever they go. Like, you don't show up in LA and people are like, oh, she country. They like, oh, she look good. Because it's like a certain, if you got something classic going, you ain't looking like.
Yeah. Like, do people think that you're from DC when they see you?
Well, I think it depends. Now, I would definitely say in college I have some identifiable moments. You're going to always, there was a slouch of some sort, or there was a high top sneaker and a, pair of slouch. Right. So I think that there were times like that, but not most of the time. Okay. Most of the time they weren't sure. But there were times if we were going to go see a band or something, I know how to
get a load.
Yeah, I know how to put it back.
So what is one memorable thing from your childhood that you saw in the city, like style-wise?
One thing I always loved about DC is that I feel like the people who were really fly always wore something that was a little bit eclectic. Yes. Like, it wasn't just whatever everybody else. It was like, oh, them some, it was like, oh, I had to figure out where they got that. I had to figure, like, it was some little off piece that you couldn't quite place. And I feel like that's still a thing. But I love that.
That's good, because I don't think it's weird, but I don't think unless you're in a certain age range, and I feel like that's like 34 to maybe 45. Like, people don't get that. Like, we're not seeing those things because the kids nowadays, they feel like they owned this. No, I made this up.
Right, you just getting on.
You look like my uncle.
Just getting on.
And not in a bad way. It's like, I remember seeing this when I was younger. My favorite DC thing, and it probably was like an 80s thing, was like the crease. Oh. Like, she's wearing a good crease. My little mannequin lady, she's wearing a good crease. I remember that. Like, my mom used to be like, did you iron my pants?
Listen, you better have ironed those pants. And you better have ironed yours. Yes. I will specifically remember that I would iron my crease out.
Me too.
Because my mother would crease my pants and she would hang them in a way. And I would sit there before I left and iron this. Yeah, I was like, I don't
and you be ironing for a while. I remember
that
my
thing
mom
was in it because they put starch on it.
Girl. And my mother used to take her jeans to the cleaners.
Oh, for sure.
So one day I was like, I couldn't get the line out. And she was like, give me my jeans. I was like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize they were supposed to be there. I was like, you a bad mom. On the
I bet you my uncle right now got creases on his go across the street. I'm sorry, I love you, but I bet you do.
Would you say that you're a lover of fashion?
I am. You know what's funny? I love good pieces and stuff like that. And I'm definitely that meme where it is like me during the day and me at night.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I don't really, like, I'm not going to wake up and make my whole day about what I'm putting on.
Right.
But I pick things that I know I love.
Okay.
So when I get dressed, I know, I'm going to like what I have on. I like certain things. I love to wear my Yvette Crocker leggings, like when swimming.
Yes.
And, shout out to Yvette Crocker. That's my boo. But, I think that I buy pieces that I love so, I can get up, throw things on or whatever. But I'm not going to wake up in the morning, especially not cooking food and catering and running around like I do and be like, what am I going to wear today? I don't always have that kind of time.
Like comfortable.
Oh, it's going to always be a comfort.
Shuffle.
It's going to always be a comfort.
That's good.
For me, that's like my main thing. Because when I feel uncomfortable, I look uncomfortable. And then I'm not having a good time. And then I'm pulling on this and grabbing this and doing, and I don't like feeling like that.
And I want the food to be good.
Hey, listen.
So I know you have to be comfortable with it.
Absolutely.
You guys note that if Chef Jamie's not comfortable, it might be good, but it might not have a stank on it. There you go. What sparked your interest in fashion for yourself?
As a kid,
Mm-hmm.
I think I always, listen, now my mother, I say she's fancy and I'm not, but I have always admired her.
Yeah.
She was always bad. Both of my grandmothers were always, my mother's middle name is Mercedes. What are we talking about?
Hey,
Mercedes.
Yeah.
But,
Hey,
like,
Mercedes.
my grandmother was always bad. My grandmother used to tell us, you're not my grandkids, you're my nephew. She used to tell my dad he was her brother. Because she was bad and she looked really young and people didn't know, that she was her. So she made sure when she went out that house, she looked good.
She like, don't call me grandma.
She like, I ain't nobody grandmother, that was your decision.
I love it. Listen. That's what I'm going to be.
So I love them the most.
Okay.
And I thought that, I was a dancer.
Oh.
So like I said, I always loved Janet. I thought I was Janet. I
Okay.
thought I was whoever was performing.
Okay.
And so I was like, over here with I was giving all of that. So whatever they were doing, I was like, oh, I could be sexy like that. I want all that.
So were you a fly girl?
I guess you could put me in a...
Because you're giving me a little fly girl
then I'm
today.
doing this and
Yeah.
I
It's
get
little J-Lo-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very in living color.
Yeah.
Very.
Listen.
Very.
Yes.
I love you. So as an adult, how would you describe your style?
I don't know. Like, I guess it would be like quirky classic.
Ooh,
Because I love classic things, but it's always got some extra spice in it that,
I like that.
changes it a little.
I can see that. The way that you mix pieces that I don't even think people think about these things, or I've only seen them mixed in photo shoots. I think that's amazing. I'm trying to think. Okay, so I think at the birthday party you had on a blazer, but they were like these leggings. And they were like, oh girl, I need them. But they were like this funky print,
graffiti,
and I was just like, yes, I would totally do that. Like, what? Why didn't I think of that? But that's always something that I think about, and it goes into your comfort. Like, you were very comfortable, but you were still cute. It stood out to me. It's like,
Thank
yes,
you.
girl, yes. I admire people who have their own stamp on style, and it's not compromised. So
Thank you for that.
dope. You're welcome. So you have been in the restaurateur business.
Yes, for sure.
For 22 years.
A long time.
What took you down the road to food?
Well, listen, this story could go on, so I'm not going to hold you, but I literally have done everything in the restaurant industry, from being a server to a hostess to a busser to a dishwasher to a chef to I've done everything.
Okay.
And I used to work for the Department of Homeland Security. I've had a million other jobs, but I just wouldn't follow my passion for a very long time.
Okay.
So it has really only been now, we're going on about 3 years that I have been solely doing this.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
so
amazing.
I have always been doing it, but I hadn't been giving it everything.
What made you say this? I need to pursue this fully.
Well, that story too is diverse, but I'll say this: there's a specific story that rings out in my mind and that sticks with people usually, and that is that I was on the Food Network. My boss at the time, who I did not have a great relationship with, saw me. Mm-hmm. She called me into her office and she said, "My daughter and I really love the Food Network," and I said, "Oh, awesome! Like." Me too. Mm-hmm. And she was like, "We saw you on there." And I was like, "Okay." And she was like, "You sparkle there, you don't sparkle here."
Wow.
Right. And I was like, man. But after I broke down, felt the way, did all of this, she better check my records, I did this, I did it. You know, I did all of this fighting, fussing, and cussing. I got down to the meat and potatoes and I was like, I hate it here. What am I?
So you mentioned your son.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as a parent, has your style changed? Because I know, I'm going to keep saying this, I'm not a parent, but I know mothers, more so than fathers, kind of lose themselves in motherhood.
So the blessing for me is this, that I don't use the word step, mm-hmm. but I didn't have to produce my children from my womb.
Okay.
I produced them from my heart.
Yes.
So
I love it. Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the body transition.
Okay.
I did have the time where I was completely consumed with them when they were younger, and I was so busy running them back and forth and doing this with them that, you know, I didn't focus as much. But again, you know, that's not really my personality anyway.
Right.
So
okay.
It's like, you know, I'm always going to have on a jacket, a sneaker, some leggings, something like that. So that's kind of really your mom's uniform, depending on which jacket and sneakers and leggings you got on. You know what I mean? It's just about choosing those wisely so you can still show up.
Moms take note. I like good food. So I would like to talk about yum.
Please do.
Let's talk about it. Like, first of all, I love this name.
Thank you.
Because this could be anything.
Right.
This could be a clothing line.
Right.
This could be some ambiguous store that you don't even know what you're walking into. You're like, I'm just gonna go to Yum Couture. And plus, I like to say it. Like, Yum Couture. What gave you the idea for your business?
So the biggest reason why the name of my business is called Yum Couture is because I do handcrafted menus. Yes. So if you look at my Instagram and stuff like that, food is really art. So for me, you're not going to see, you will see some traditional chafers, but most of the time I don't try to use chafers. I will use them if I have to. But a lot of times you will see my food on things like cake tiers or like a wooden cutting board or like just something that you didn't expect it to be on.
Okay.
Because it really feels like art to me. It feels very sexy to look at.
Yes.
And it's made for you. So when people say, do you have a menu you can email me? I'm like, unfortunately I don't, because I make it designed for you. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what the theme of your party is.
Yes.
And then I like to build it around.
Okay. That's good.
So
you're like a food stylist.
Oh, come on and give me that. I'll say that. Girl, give me that.
Like
Girl, give me that.
No, that's good. Like, I view, you know, a lot of people haven't thought about fashion and style as art, but that's my thing.
It is.
I think it is.
For sure.
Yeah, you're the canvas, and I want to, like, throw this paint, a.k.a. the clothes on you. I absolutely appreciate you throwing the food.
Listen, it better be in these
I'm
cute
going to keep talking about
vessels.
how greedy I am.
Better be in these cute vessels.
Yeah. What's your favorite dish?
Oh, God.
To make?
Okay, so my favorite dish to eat is spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh.
And probably my favorite dish to make is lasagna. I love pasta. I love pasta.
You are my
Listen,
friend.
I mean, I got all this pasta
because
in my
I
body.
love lasagna. Is my favorite.
Oh, listen, I got all this pasta on me. I love pasta.
I wear baggy clothes sometimes, so you can't see. But same.
I'm about that pasta
Same.
life. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Spaghetti and meatballs.
It's my favorite dish of all time.
So was like Lady and the Tramp one of your favorite movies?
Of course. First of all, I love cartoon movies still. So yes.
I love you.
I love you back.
So what's your favorite dish to make for a party?
So, I mean, at the end of the day, people love chicken. But my favorite dish to make for a party, and only because of the way it looks, but I also like the way it tastes, is jerk shrimp. And that's because I like put it in a pineapple and I put on these long skewers, and it's like when you carry it out, it's like big and pretty, and people are like, ooh, what's that? And so, so that's my favorite right now. It'll probably
So
change.
guys,
But right
I
now.
want you to order that. Make sure that when you have your party and Chef Jamie is on,
You coming?
you get that. I'll be there. Invite me, please. Thanks. What is the soundtrack of your life? Like, give me like 5 artists.
Tupac.
Oh yes.
Tupac. Someone I know said 5, so I could get 5 too. Tupac for sure. Kirk Franklin
Oh.
for sure. Phyllis Hyman.
Ooh.
Who else do I love so many people, but where I go, Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Yes, and
Wait a minute. Stop. So, are we talking like just 96 Lauren, or are we talking unplugged Lauren?
So I like. Oh, first of all, Unplugged was one of my favorite. When you would sit there and listen, I don't want to.
Okay, so the first
But-
time I listened to it, yes. But now that I listen to it, I mean, like, she is crying. But not really crying.
So, you know, as time went on and
Okay.
Sis was broken, some things went on.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I was making love when she was saying, "Now these listen, come out."
Yes.
So natural.
Wait a minute, but like
Jack-
D'Angelo's in there, so
Yeah.
was it more so because of D'Angelo?
No,
Okay.
the
Okay.
Miseducation was my favorite, of course.
That was my favorite.
But I mean, that was kind of my prime getting old, so I know. And then the last one would have to be, it's tough, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Biggie.
Ooh, yes. Okay. So I like there's a nice little ebb and flow of it. You know, like there's, all I could think of is California Love will be the start of this.
And that's good that you thought of California
Yes,
Love, because
I
that
know.
really wasn't.
No, that's fine. But like that was the
I was
the
more
start.
thinking, tell me, how do you want it?
Oh,
How do you
okay.
want it?
How does it
I love the way you activate your hips and put. Okay,
See,
sorry.
she don't know.
Sorry,
She don't wanna laugh.
sorry. I was just saying, I wanted to bring you into where I was at with it.
I feel you guys. I can see you in your closet just, today's pop day.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You all giving it a little Lena Johnson.
It's a fine day, man.
So, okay, that's the soundtrack to your life. What are a few pieces that you would tell any, like your little niece that she needs?
You have to have a tuxedo jacket and a bad shoe.
Ooh,
If you have those 2 things, you can do anything in between.
that's tough. Tuxedo jacket. Okay, that. Tuxedo. Mm-hmm. Okay, that was good. I'm about to, add some more clothes.
Hey.
Okay. Okay. What? It's a lot. Like I have so many thoughts right now. What's one article of clothing that you could do without?
Ooh. That list might be long. I could do, okay, I hate things around my neck.
Okay.
So anything that goes up and turns me into a tulip, I don't need to ever have.
Okay.
I don't want to be little
Okay.
shopper whores. I'm good on that.
Don't feed me, Seymour. Okay.
Don't feed me, Seymour.
What's something that gives you comfort or brings you comfort?
Ooh, I like any kind of long movement. So if I have a long sweater that I can wear over any type of thing under it, or a long jacket or something, I like those kinds of things.
I was gonna say a big bear.
Oh.
Because I need to put my hands in some pockets.
Oh.
I don't have one yet. So I'm
No,
still
pockets, looking. I'm sorry. I think pockets give every woman comfort. If we got a pocket, it could be like, here's this trash bag, but it got pockets. You're like, pockets? Yeah, you in there.
Just belt it.
Yeah. It's got a pocket. Yeah, I'm in there.
Okay. So, how would you style me?
Oh my goodness. First, let me say you look cute as a mug.
Thank you.
So, listen. I don't know. I would like, I love these jean shorts. I feel like that's always a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Maybe like a real droopy, almost transparent tee, like hanging down to about right here. And you got all these jewels on already, which would be cute. Some little flat, sassy shoes. You know what I mean? And a little cap, little hat, giving a little side and a little bald.
Okay. There's a cap I'm thinking of in my head. I'm gonna put this together.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite fashion quote?
See, now you have to know my memory is bad, but I will tell you this. I can give you can I paraphrase?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's the taking one thing off. Chanel, was it Chanel? Mm-hmm. Yes, the taking one thing off is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Because that's probably how I am. Because I'm looking at like,
you get to the drawer and you're like, I don't need this.
Yes.
Okay.
I do that to myself.
I mean,
filter. I'm about this filter life.
More is more for me. But But I'm with the,
And I look at it and I'm like, yes.
Like, I need the one ring, but I got all the bracelets.
Listen, and when I look at it, I'm like, oh, you giving that. For me, I would look uncomfortable. Because they would be like, she look like she want to take some off.
What do you think? I think that was good. Because there are so many people who don't realize that, like, you might have on this outfit and this looks good for you. I might put it on and... like, it's not going to look good for me. So why do you think that people don't realize this is you, this is me?
Probably because they're not comfortable in anything. Because they're trying to be like somebody else anyway. So they're not recognizing when they're outside of their own style or their own mood because they were trying to be somebody else the whole time anyway.
True.
So they're just kind of going with whatever people are going towards.
Oh, that's good. Okay. I need you to tell the people where they can find you.
So you can find me at Chef Jamie G. J-A-M. It's like, no. J-A-M-I-E. Chef Jamie G. I'm Chef Jamie G on everything. So I'm chefjamieg.com. I'm Chef Jamie G on Instagram. I'm Chef Jamie G on Facebook, on Twitter. All of that. You can also, if you want to do a sign in the sky, you got to put some. Okay, sorry. Incense.
Do you
myrrh.
tweet often?
Here's the thing. I tweet by default.
Okay.
So it's connected to all of my other stuff. Or when I'm really mad.
I was gonna say I think you're hilarious.
When I'm really mad, you'll get something's really bothering me, but I don't want to say it in a certain form. That's where you catch these tweets. Okay. So I do think you should do it. It's fruitful because you probably catch something that other people did.
So follow Chef Jamie J.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
This was so fun.
We're gonna do this again. Hopefully at an event where you catch some food.
Please. Please. It would be my pleasure.
Join us.
Please do.
Thank you.
You're welcome, boo.
Bye.